Hello everybody, welcome back to TTL. The season finale takes us to Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina circuit. My name is Kieran McGinley, and without further ado, let's have a look at the driver standings. At the top of the table is the champion Blizzard on 267. He now cannot be caught. Darren Sinclair in second on 234. Spike in third on 213. Troy is fourth on 184. Lambo in fifth on 181. The Gort is in sixth on 111. Mays in seventh on 103. Siege is in eighth place on 95 points. Poe in 9th on 87. Lighty in 10th, also on 87 points. In 11th is Raikkonen, he's on 74. Steph in 12th on 46 points. Weed Nation, teammate of Blizzard, Constructors Champions Williams, he lies in 13th on 40 points. Humbug 14th on 34 points. Geordie 15th on 28 points, tied with Useless, who has retired from the season. Sao Paulo 17th on 25 points. Squeezy in 18th on 18 points. Crazy in 19th on 16 points. Z3 in 20th on 15 points. Alan Kay in 21st on 10 points, Shunts in 22nd on 8 points, Pacels in 23rd on 7 points, Blaster in 24th on 3 points, Blue Nose is in 25th on 1 point. Moving to the Constructors Championship, Williams cannot be caught at the top there on 321. Renault in second on 262. Force India in third on 245. Toro Rosso in fourth on 244. Mercedes in fifth on 235. Sauber in sixth on 195. McLaren in seventh on 127. Haas in eighth on 104. Ferrari ninth on 97. And Red Bull in 10th place on 87 points. Well, here we are then, Yas Marina, Abu Dhabi, one of 3 circuits on the calendar to eventually race under the lights and the floodlights of some very, very powerful lights, I guess. We have ourselves a chance here to decide, well, second place in the Constructors is still up for grabs, and also second place in the Drivers' Championship is still up for grabs. So we'll have to keep an eye on those as we head through the race. Of course, Williams sealing their Constructors' Championship at Brazil last time out with a sensational performance from Weed Nation and a good points score for Blizzard, securing Williams' title for the season. That said though, Renault are currently second in the championship, Force India third and Toro Rosso fourth, with Mercedes getting that outside chance of possibly getting second place. They'll need a good performance from both Squeezy and Mays though, if they're going to compete for that coveted second place as the best of the rest title. Well, meanwhile then, we'll have a load of cars coming out onto the track, and it's a beautiful track, this Yas Marina. Offers some good overtaking as we head down the long DRS straight, heading down towards turn 8, 9 and 10. There is a chance to try and go down the inside of turn 11 after the second DRS straight, but it turns into the left, right and left there. That makes it very, very difficult to get a move done as you head through there. In terms of other places to overtake, there aren't many, but if you can pressure another driver into a mistake, you're going to have reap the rewards there. As we see, this is Baumgartner, who, well, according to all of this chat and everything, he should have a qualifying ban. But as you can see, that McLaren driver is out on track, so repercussions maybe going into season 9 then. Could be. But this gives me a good opportunity then to, well, advertise the fact that I'm getting a telemetry upgrade. As you can see, we have the forecast for the next time we race in season 9, I should say. We have the weather forecast. So I'll be able to see what will happen, and we'll be able to actually see what happens in the race and see what the rain will do towards the race. Here we are then with Season 8 champion Blizzard. He was talking to me after the race last time out that he may start from the back of the grid, but as you can see, he's going to push on and see if he can extend his lead even more at the top of the table. He is toying with the idea of running with no assists whatsoever, so we'll see how that goes for him as we head through the weekend. Darren Sinclair here, also on a flying lap right now. Let's get some telemetry up. Let's have that lap data up. as he'll be hoping to secure second place. All he really needs to do is finish in front of this man, Spike. Spike is 21 points behind Darren Sinclair in the Drivers' Championship, so it's an outside chance for Spike, but it's doable. Let's have a look at Squeezy here, as I believe he might be one of the first. Plaster is on an outlap there. I'm trying to figure out who would be the first to cross the line. Is it Blizzard then as he heads through? We've got yellow flags in Sector 1. Blue Nose also out on track. Z3, he was off track for a second there. Could have been him then. As we wait then to see. It was Squeezy would be the first person to set a lap time there. So he goes 1:37.6. As we look behind Lambo there, 1:37.1. Watch out for him next season then. Blizzard slightly off the pace, but Blue Nose up into third place there. We'll see Siege as well. Poe setting a 1:37.5. Darren Sinclair almost 2/10 off as we get the fastest laps up there. 1:37.2. Raikkonen there set a 1:38.7 on some super soft tyres. Watch out for him then. Z3 has retired from the session. He's crashed out. Now, has he hit the wall on the left hand side there and just careered off to the right hand side? Well, Z3 will not be setting a lap time in this session. Weed Nation then 1:37.6 puts him up into P5. Draw then heading through the second DRS zone. We've got Spike here as well on a hot lap. Let's have a look at Alan Kay. Alan Kay goes P11, 1:39.3. Now, he said that he's got himself his new setup, so hopefully we'll be seeing a good performance from Alan Kay today. As you can see, only a 10th off Baumgartner, and well, at the moment, showing good amount of promise there from Alan Kay. Plaster then 1:39.9 across the line there. Traw then, I believe, is the next person to set a lap time. He will be on those super soft tyres. We'll see what he can do as he heads towards turn 21 now. And where will this lap put him? He heads towards the line now, and it is a 1:38.5, and it puts him into P9. Spike then on his way up there. You can see Blizzard jumped up to P7 there, 1:37.8, as I definitely think he's running no assist as Blue Nose gets out of the way there. Spike then heading towards turn 20 and then through turn 21. And what can he do here? He comes into the pit, so he abandons his lap then. So there's 13 laps on the board then. Lambo currently leads the way on a 1:37.1. Darren Sinclair only around about a 10th behind, maybe 2/10 behind. Siege is in third place there. Poe is in fourth. Weed Nation fifth. Squeezy sixth. Blizzard there in P7. As he's taken a very interesting line there coming towards turn 11 there. As yeah, I think he's just trying to get back to the pits as quickly as possible there. He's going for a lap record, I think. Blue Nose there in 8th place as he's run out of fuel heading back to the pits. Raikkonen in 9th, Traw in 10th there, Baumgartner 11th, Alan Kay is in 12th, and Plaster P13. Hazels then on his outlap as we head through this hotel section here. Under that sort of kind of bridge, but not really, as Hazels here comes around turn 20. Heading up to turn 21. Always a difficult corner to get right, turn 21. There's the temptation to try and floor it as soon as possible, and that gets you a lot of oversteer. But here we go then with Hazels. Now, what sort of lap time can he set then? We head through turn 2 and then through to turn 3. Slight left-hand kink at turn 4 as we head down towards turns 5, 6, and then into the hairpin of turn 7. We really have to attack turns 5 and 6 there, into the hairpin of turn 7. That's Hazel's teammate Traw behind him as he heads on to the long back straight now. DRS wide open with around about 4 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. Drivers yet to set a lap time. Spike, Steph, Mays, who's on his outlap, and Hazels clips that sleeping policeman there. That really does hurt your time there, but he's onto the second DRS straight, heading towards turns 11, 12 and 13. and we'll see what happens then. How will he take this? Will he attack it? Looks like he's going to attack it for definite. And heading now up to turn 14. Around he goes now into the double right-hander of 15 and then 16 into the braking zone of 17. Very, very easy to lock up heading into here, but Pazos looks like he's got that right. Heading now into turn 18, then into 19 here. And Pazos then currently looking like he's got a good lap together. We'll see if it's valid as he heads towards turn 21, towards the start-finish line. And that's a 1:39.7, and it puts him up into P13. Now Mays then is currently on a flying lap right now as Alan Kay dives out of the way. His point run came to an end. 27 races Mays had where he finished in the points. It came to an end at Brazil after a disconnect there. And he'll be hoping to bounce back with more points to add to Mercedes' tally. And, well, Mercedes with the Gort and Mays constantly scoring points, and that's why they are as far up the table as they are. They may not have got podiums this season. The Gort had a couple, but it's that consistent scoring that has got them into the position where they are, and they have an outside chance of grabbing second place here in that Constructors' Championship. It is an outside chance though, so we'll see how it gets on, but anything can happen in Formula 1, and it normally does. Mays then heading through the 11, 12 and 13 S section into turn 14. Now coming to that double right-hander in towards turn 17 now. It was very easy to lock up. As Mays running a little deep coming into 17. Now he's coming through 18 and 19 now. Just got to be careful of the curbs on the exit there. Very easy to promote the understeer there. Heading towards turn 20. Now coming towards turn 21. And what will Mays do? As Troy has left the session, so that's connection issues. Mays then heading towards the line. It's a 1:37.9 and it puts him into P9. Well, Darren Sinclair then, I believe this is going to be an outlap. I believe Weed Nation has retired from the session. He's done all he can. Poe then heading on to onto the back straight there. Lambo also on a flying lap. As I was on board with the Siege there, my apologies. Lambo also on an outlap here. He's got to get a move on because he hasn't got a lot of time left. He really has to push, and that's not going to help his tyres or brakes at all there. Baumgartner has retired from the session as he pulls to the side. He is out. Well, Darren Sinclair then heading towards turn 17. And how does he take this? With aggression here. Not quite sure of his delta. Not sure if he's quicker, if he's slower, but Spike there, 1:36.9 puts him top at the moment then. So how does Darren Sinclair reply then? Coming towards turn 21 for car 21. He'll head towards the line, and what will this be? It's a 1:36.8 and it puts him top. Siege then needs to reply. Poe also on a lap here, turn 20. And then coming towards turn 21, can Poe get a say in this? How much quicker will he be able to go then? Towards the line, he goes P4, 1:37.2, puts him ahead of Siege. But Siege here now heading towards the line, and he goes pole, 1:36.6 for Siege there. Great lap time, and well, Squeezy here for the Mercedes. Wants to try and have a go at that. Mays abandons his lap. Blue Nose loses it completely there, loses that front wing. And that is his session done. Alan Kay then putting himself up into P13 for the race then. Hazel's 15th as Plaster here tries to head towards the line. Steph, of course, had that qualifying ban, so he will be starting from 18th place. Squeezy, though, I believe, got himself up into 6th place there, I think. But there we have it then. Spike still pushing hard. He locked up going in there. He was 2/10 down. Darren Sinclair here, is he also on a flying lap then? Siege has retired from the session. These two haven't had enough though. So Spike heading towards the line. And does he pit in? Yes, he does. He abandons the lap then. Darren Sinclair could have a chance here to try and grab pole position. And what will he do now? Heading through turn 19. Now coming up towards turn 20. Using as much track as he can without getting penalised. Heading towards turn 21. Can he post a faster time? He'll head towards the line now. And he does! Darren Sinclair grabs pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Well then, he grabs pole position by 0.3 of a second. Siege is in second, Spike in third, Lambo fourth, Poe is in fifth, Squeezy sixth, Weed Nation seventh, Traw in eighth, Blizzard will be starting in ninth, Maze in 10th, Blue Nose 11th, Raikkonen 12th, Alan K 13th, Baumgartner 14th, Paisl's 15th, Plaster 16th, Z3 and Steph not setting a time. So then, we'll head now to the race, which is coming up after this edit. We first came here in 2009 at Abu Dhabi. Back then, Jenson Button was already crowned champion and Braun were already the Constructors' champion. We may not be deciding a championship here today, but Abu Dhabi has been used to decide 4 out of 9 championships, which is not bad for a season finale. Today, though, we're going to see whether Darren Sinclair can hold on to second place, and pole position is exactly where he needs to be to do that. Spike will be chasing him down every step of the way, but we'll have the formation lap coming up. So then, the drivers getting ready for their formation lap, and away they go. So Darren Sinclair will be hoping then to get just a clean getaway and just get away from Siege and Spike there to try and secure second place in that championship and try and build some form heading towards season 9. Siege there up into second place as he had a really good qualifying there, didn't he? Up into second place, and we'll be hoping here to get some good points on the board. Today's driver review then is for Spike, and he's competed in every single race this season. He's had 1 win, that was at Austria. He's been on the podium 10 times, top 5 for 12 times, had 2 DNFs this season, currently stands on 213 points, and like I said, he is 21 points behind Darren Sinclair, but he will be hoping there that from 3rd place on the grid he can give some sort of challenge to Darren Sinclair. One to watch for next season then, Lambo. As well, he's been a really good outfit in this second half of the season. He's shown some really good form, 2 wins under his belt. He is one to watch for next season. And of course, one to watch this race then, Blizzard. We'll have a look at some of the tyres that everyone has decided to go for. True, of course, qualifying on those super soft tyres, so watch out for him in the race. Blue Nose and Raikkonen and Alan K will all start on the soft tyres. Watch out for them. They could be going for the soft, super soft one-stop strategy there. Paisl's there on the super soft tyres, as is Baumgartner and Plaster. Z3 and Steph decided to start on the soft tyres. Well, if you're starting on the ultra soft tyres, you've got a big task if you want to get that one stop and make it work. If you're starting on the ultra soft, your chances are you might be going for that 2-stop strategy, which at Abu Dhabi, it makes that overtaking even more crucial at a track where it's almost difficult. Almost difficult? I wanted to say combine 2 things there, but it is difficult to overtake here, and having that 2-stop just adds to that challenge. It's doable though, and we'll have the race coming up after this edit. So here we are then for 5 red lights here at Abu Dhabi. Round 20 is underway, and what are the starts like? Looks like Darren Sinclair's got a good start there, coming towards turn 1, but Siege will have the inside line, and Siege will take the lead of the race. And let's have a check to see if it's all clean behind us. We've got the Sauber there, 2 Williams going side by side of Blizzard and Weed Nation, and Blizzard still trying to stick around the outside of Weed Nation. Weed Nation stays ahead though, and we've got an instant behind there, and that is Baumgartner and Alan K. Alan K, you can see there, has a bit of front wing damage as he'll try to limp back to the pits now. That was his soft tyre stint down the drain then as we head towards turn 7. Out we go, and down this long straight then. Meanwhile, up at the front then, I just saw Darren Sinclair try and make a move as we're heading now down towards turn 8. Look at this then, Darren Sinclair looks like he's going to take the lead of the race once again. We've got Weed Nation and Traw and Blizzard all trying to go for one corner at the same time, and that's going to be very tight. But Blizzard there might be the biggest winner out of that, but he's got a terrible exit coming out of turn 11, I believe. Sorry, turn 9, as we head now down towards turn 11. Traw gets back ahead. Weed Nation though, good start from him so far. He's now trying to challenge. Oh, and that's Traw going very wide there, and he's got himself a 5-second stop go, which is very harsh from the game there. He had to avoid something, took that avoiding action, and finds himself now down into P11, challenging Steph there for that position. side by side there, and Traw there gets that position, and will hope to try and hold on for it. Lambo then trying to put Siege under a little bit of pressure coming into turn 20, and then coming through turn 21. Darren Sinclair currently leads the way from Siege and Lambo. That's your podium so far in this race. Let's have a look at the biggest winners and biggest losers then. Well, as you can see there, starting from the back has its benefits. Steph there up 6 places. He is the biggest winner from the start of the race. Unfortunate to say that Alan Kay is the biggest loser. No front wing and down 5 places from his start position. So then, as there's the 2 Williams there battling it out. Let's see if we can try and ride on board with them, as that's Blizzard and Weed Nation. Blizzard there gets the position, and he'll be hoping now to try and push on and close in on Squeezy as he looks to recover from P9 on the grid. Meanwhile, Poe is trying to challenge Spike here for 4th place, and it's a little bit of a train going on here. With Darren Sinclair just trying to get away. 1.2 seconds separates him from Siege, and Lambo here looks like he wants to try and have a go at Siege. We'll head towards turn 11 through 12 and then through 13. Look at that, Lambo there has got the grip to just throw the car in there and try and get some positions as we ride on board with Lambo right now. And heading through the double right-hander. And you can see how much more confident Lambo is under the brakes there and through the corners, as trying to chase down Siege there. Meanwhile, we've got Blue Nose here. Traw needs to try and find a way past, because Blue Nose here is going to try the one stop, as you can see Traw and Maze behind him. Maze there not getting a great start, and trying to get back into the points once again, and that is a yellow flag in sector 3, and that is Z3 out of the session. And he has crashed, and crashed hard. That is coming towards turn 20. And C3 then is out of the race. Steph here trying to close in on Maze. Ahead of those two, Traw trying to close in on Blue Nose. And you can see what the dirty air does to the aero as you head through turns 2 and 3. Looks like Traw is just trying to keep his eye on Blue Nose and try and wait for that opportunity to arise. Meanwhile then, Lambo on Siege, DRS enabled as we now head down towards turn 8. And will Lambo have a go down the inside of Siege for 2nd place in the race? Down the inside it goes into turn 8. And that looks like it's sealed there for Lambo. He's got to get the exit of turn 9 right, and it looks like he got a bit of oversteer coming through to turn 10. That's going to invite Siege to put some pressure on as Lambo takes out the DRS sign. Siege trying to go around the outside, heading towards turn 11. And can he make that move stick? No, he backs out of it. And Lambo there will grab the position. Siege there looking to try and get a bit more grip through the S section, heading towards turn 14. But hasn't worked. Lambo does run slightly wide, and that will invite Siege. That will invite the pressure there, heading towards the double right-hander there. Siege putting some pressure on Lambo, and well, this looks like it's going to be a tasty battle here for 2nd place in the race, as that Lambo running wide again, and that just invites that pressure from Siege just to keep pushing, and maybe he might be able to put Lambo into a little bit of a mistake. Both drivers run wide heading out of the exit of turn 20, but heading on to lap 4 now. Darren Sinclair still leads the way. Lambo's 2nd, Siege is in 3rd place. Well, here's Traw on the back of Blue Nose, and you can tell he's getting frustrated as he heads, trying to go around the outside, heading into turn 1. Not really a place you can overtake turn 1, but Traw here will be hoping for a way past sooner rather than later. As you can see there, he's got that better line heading through turn 2. Now coming up to turn 4 now, right on his gearbox is Traw. As we now head towards the hairpin of turn 7, he'll take the wider line and try and get a better apex heading towards turn 8. Of course, he will have DRS, but so will Maze, Steph and Raikkonen all behind him. DRS opens on every single one of them, and now he's closing in on Blue Nose here as we head towards turn 8. He's going to try and go around the outside. Blue Nose covers him off, and heading now into turn 9. Traw hits that sleeping policeman very slightly, and that's going to cost him a bit of time. That's going to invite some pressure. Meanwhile, behind them, that's Maze and Steph trying to battle it out here. Maze and Steph here, heading towards turn 11. And they are side by side as they head through. Steph here trying to have a go, but no, he has to back out of the move. He hasn't got the optimum line, and he backs out of that one. Meanwhile, Weed Nation is starting to fall away and falling into the clutches of Blue Nose. Meanwhile, of course, Blue Nose and Traw still trying to battle it out for 9th place. This is in the race. Oh, Blue Nose loses that back end, and he just about keeps that car in check. But look at this. Look what that's done for Maze here as he's looking to try and go down the inside of turn 20. Traw runs wide, and look at that then. Maze coming into turn 21. Looks like he has the position, and he does. And Traw here could be falling back and losing more positions here. He's got some pressure from Steph behind him, heading towards turn 1. And Traw has lost out big time there to Maze. And Maze will be looking now to try and get a move on Blue Nose as quick as possible. Now, he is the last ultra soft runner in the grid right now, and he's just looking to try and find a way past, but Draw doesn't look done there yet, as we see further up the field Blizzard getting his way past Poe into turn 7. He's then looking to try and get a better exit than Blue Nose. We're just going to jump on board with Spike here because this could be a move for second place, third place, sorry. Locks up, trying to get past Siege here, heading out of turn 9. He gets a little bit of oversteer, and that could be an invitation for Siege to try and have a go here. That's Blue Nose, who might have... well, there's yellow flags, and that's Maze. Maze is off. Well, what happened to Maze there is he's looking to try and rejoin the track. Well, it doesn't look like he's got much damage. Oh, no, he does. Look at that left-hand side of the front wing. Yeah, that is damage for Maze there. So, was Blue Nose the other car involved? Yes, he was. You can see the right-hand side of that front wing now as he's dropping positions just so much here. Now, Raikkonen trying to have a move up the inside, and that's both sides of the front wing gone. So what happened to Blue Nose and Maze there? Meanwhile, then, Spike has got his move done on Siege, and Spike knows that he just has to keep pushing. Second place in the championship is possible, but as it stands, Darren Sinclair secures second place in this championship. Poe then, as he's on the back of Darren Sinclair. Darren Sinclair hasn't got away as quickly as he... Blizzard, sorry. Wrong car completely. I'm losing my mind. He's trying to close in on Blizzard here, who is not getting away as quickly as he would have liked. As you can see, Siege and Spike there fighting over third place, as Siege looks to try and get an inside line to try and get that better exit. Looks like Spike there had a little bit of oversteer on the exit of turn 7, and that's going to cost him here, because look at this now. Siege with the DRS. Spike goes to the inside to try and defend that inside line, heading towards turn 8. And what is this going to be like? Blizzard here sees the opportunity to try and make a move. He'll try and get a better exit coming out of turn 9, and that looks to have worked, because look at this now. The four of them are reeling each other in here now. Siege on the back of Spike, Blizzard on the back of Siege, and Poe looking to try and make an opportunity if it comes as they head towards... Oh, that's a Blizzard up the inside of Siege there, and he's got the move done up into turn 11, and now Poe looks like he wants to have a go at Siege there. But Poe does run wide, and he's lost the back end. Oh, can he keep the car in check? Yes, he can. As you can see the little bit of debris there. He rejoins the track, loses out to Squeezy, but that could have ended a whole lot worse. Heart and mouth moment there for Poe, but he rejoins his 7th place. Further up the field then, Spike, Blizzard, Siege fighting over third place right now. As they'll look towards turn 21, and Blizzard looks like he's got a good exit. Chasing down Spike then, coming towards turn 1. And this is the closest battle we have on track at the moment. And the first of the front runners then to come in is Weed Nation then. As this confirms his 2-stop then. Into the pits he goes. And that's a front wing change as well. So maybe there was just a slight amount of damage. On go another set of ultra soft tyres, confirming that 2-stop. And he leaves from the garage, because why not? Weed Nation then heading towards the pit exit. Yellow flags in sector 3. And that's Baumgartner running very wide there. And coming into turn 20. Maze then gets up into P14, as does Blue Nose up into P13. And that is Baumgartner coming into the pits then. And Baumgartner has left the session. Meanwhile then, up ahead, Blizzard has got to pass Spike there. Spike very, very close to the wall. Very close. I doubt you can fit a penny in that gap there. very close to the wall, but well, there is Blizzard up into 3rd place. As Spike there gets a 3-second time penalty. He's got to watch out from Siege behind him. Poe, meanwhile, is looking to try and make amends. He's on the tail of Squeezy now. As we head towards turn 15 and then 16 into the braking zone of 17. Poe thinks about it, but just focuses on getting that line there. Now coming into 18 and then through 19. Squeezy running a little wide there. And again, but it looks like it's working for him at the moment. Coming into turn 20 and Squeezy runs wide. Opportunity for Poe then. Coming into turn 21. He needs to get this apex right and looks like he has. Now he's on the gearbox of Squeezy and then some. Heading towards turn 1, he's going to go around the outside and Squeezy backs out of the move. And Poe then up into 6th place then. On the road to recovery. Blizzard then, 3rd place. But Spike isn't trying to let him get away that easily. Siege behind Spike there, looking to try and take advantage of 4th place. As we look further down the field, this is the battle for 9th place, involving Raikkonen and Steph there. As we'll see now, Raikkonen heading down that long back straight here. Looking for an opportunity. He's trying to get in the slipstream of Steph here. Heading down towards turn 8. Will Raikkonen try and move? He looks down the inside. Wants to try and put it down the inside. And can he make the move stick? No, he can't. Steph holds on for now. And coming out of turn 9 there, sorry. Steph looked like he got a little bit of oversteer. Not too much though. Raikkonen though will be in the slipstream once again, heading towards turn 11. And this time he's going to go around the outside, which becomes the inside, then outside. And they make contact, the two of them. Raikkonen still up the inside. Steph has to cut the grass there and loses out to Raikkonen. Always a tough place to overtake, going through that left, right, left. But Raikkonen's made it work, and he's up into P9. Meanwhile, Steph's teammate Spike is still trying to chase down Blizzard then. And Spike comes into the pits then. Lap 9 for him. And what's this then? Is this an attempt at an undercut? To try and lull Siege and Blizzard into doing this on the very next lap. We'll have to wait and see then. The Renault boys are ready. And there's yellow flags in Sector 1. Is that Darren Sinclair? It is. He's into the wall again. What happened to Darren Sinclair? Well, that is front wing damage and he'll have to limp his way back to the pits now. Well, Lambo then has taken the lead of the race and once again Darren Sinclair meets the wall. And that opens up an opportunity for Poe here to try and grab P4 along this straight. Now, will he have DRS? Did he cross that activation point? He did. So closing in on Darren Sinclair now. This is an opportunistic move now for Poe. Could he try and find a way past a damaged Darren Sinclair? Heading in now to turn 8. He's got to get that corner right. He knows Darren Sinclair has front wing damage. It's just biding his time and making that move stick. Meanwhile then, Spike rejoins on super soft tyres. And that looks like it's going to be a 2-stop from Spike then in this race, with a set of ultra softs towards the end of the race. He's got a lot of overtaking to do, and the first person on his list is Plaster. Further up the field then, Poe is really on the back of Darren Sinclair. That front wing has cost Darren Sinclair a lot of time. But will Darren Sinclair try and cut his losses then? Poe trying to go down the inside into 17, and he's got the move done. Poe then up into 4th place, ahead of a damaged Darren Sinclair, and up into 4th place that McLaren goes. Spike then on the back of Plaster, coming into T17 through 18 and then 19. You can see how much more grip Spike has than Plaster, trying to go up the inside. Plaster looks like he's not going to put up too much of a fight then, heading towards turn 20. Plaster backs out of that inside line. Spike moves up into 9th place. Meanwhile then, that is Siege and Darren Sinclair coming into the pits then. Siege leaving the pit lane onto some soft tyres, so he's going for the 1-stop. So it's important now for Spike here to get ahead. He's at turn 1 now. So where is Siege then? He's dropped to 9th place on the telemetry, and that is him rejoining in 9th place there. There goes Spike, and there is Siege then. So Spike jumps him in the pits, and they're both on different strategies then. This should be an interesting one then as we head towards the halfway mark. Meanwhile, Darren Sinclair is out. Darren Sinclair has crashed out of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's been miserable these last couple of races for Darren Sinclair, and he'll be hoping to just look to season 9 now with a new vision. Plaster then losing out to Siege on fresher tyres, and how long will Plaster go with those super soft tyres? So let's go through the order then. Lambo leads the way, Blizzard in second, Poe is in third place, Traw in fourth, Raikkonen fifth, Steph is in sixth, Spike in seventh, who has stopped. The other 6 have not. Siege is in 8th place, Plaster 9th, Weed Nation 10th, Squeezy is in 11th, Blue Nose 12th, Maze in 13th, Pacers 14th, Alan K 15th, and Baumgartner, who's running around there, he's in 17th. Darren Sinclair has crashed out, as has Z3. We've got activity there in the Williams garage, and that is for Blizzard then, who is headed into the pit lane then. Now what tyres will this be? Will this be soft tyres heading on to his car? I believe they will be. No, it's a set of Ultra Softs onto Blizzard's car. So a 2-stop confirmed for Blizzard then. Heads, makes his way through the... that's Traw. Traw is out of the race. And Traw's lost it as well. Traw is into the wall, coming out of turn 4. Well then, it's caught Darren Sinclair out. It's now caught out Traw. He's out of the race. So then, if you're Lambo, what do you do now? Do you try and risk it for a one-stop now with the lead of the race? 13.1 seconds separates him and Poe. His next rival is Spike, and it looks like, let's have a look at the gap to the leader then, at 21.6 at the moment for Lambo, and that looks like it is decreasing, so it is decreasing. So Lambo then will be hoping that the one-stop will work. Steph there running deep, coming into turn 11. So if you're Lambo then, what do? Do you pit this lap? As that is exactly what's happening then. So Lambo comes into the pits then, for what should be his one and only stop in the race. Poe then, will he pit in, or will he take the lead of the race? It looks like he's staying out. Lambo then into the pits, on goes some super soft tyres, and don't tell me Lambo's going to try and get to the end on a set of super softs. Poe then takes the lead of the race. Lambo then in second, Raikkonen coming towards turn 1 there. You can see Lambo go underneath turn 1 there. Always a pain to try and see where the drivers will rejoin. But Lambo, can he rejoin in front of Spike? Spike is going to be side by side with him. They make contact, and both of them very lucky to escape there with no damage. Well, that was close. Lambo lets Spike through there. Very sportsmanlike from Lambo there. And so Spike then will rejoin in front of Lambo. Lambo does have fresher and younger tyres there. Very, very close between the two of them, but they got through it. Siege here, coming towards Steph now on the DRS straight, the first one, coming towards turn 8, and this looks like it's going to be fresh tyres versus warm tyres. Coming into turn 8, and Siege gets the move done there. Not a lot Steph can do about that. Meanwhile though, Blizzard charging through now. He's on a set of Ultra Softs. Has to stop again. And let's have a look at the stops so far. You can see there, Poe and Raikkonen yet to stop, as is Steph up there in 6th place. Plaster, the last of the runners to stop at this moment in time. So Poe then currently leading at the moment. And how long will he go now on a set of Ultra Soft tyres? He's got them 12 laps at the moment on a set of Ultra Softs, which is incredible. But will he stay out for another lap? No, he doesn't. He comes in, and it looks like then, if he's on that sort of run there, he could try a set of Super Softs to the end then. So maybe Lambo is on a one-stop. Poe then into the pits he comes, and let's see what tyres he decides to put on. Looks like Super Softs are ready, and that's exactly the tyre going on. He'll leave from the garage, because again, why not? And he'll be making his way out towards the pit exit then, and he will drop way down the field. But he's only going to have to stop once, and Weed Nation and Blizzard will have to stop again. So at the moment then, Raikkonen does lead the way, but he has not stopped yet. Will he try a set of super softs to the end or a set of ultra softs to the end? Well, at the moment then, Spike and Lambo are chasing him down for the lead of the race. Lambo has a look down the inside of Spike, but doesn't do anything with it. But look at how much more traction Spike has coming out of turn 9 through turn 10 they go. You can see now right on the slipstream is Spike then. He'll want this win. Can he make a move coming down into turn 11? No, he can't. Well then, with this then, to secure second place in the championship then, Spike has to win. It's as simple as that. If he wants second place in this championship, he has to win this race. And at the moment, he's doing a pretty good job about it. He's got Raikkonen ahead of him, who is yet to stop. But he has significant pressure from Lambo behind. And it looks like Raikkonen is going to stay out another lap. He will do. Now Spike's going to have a go down the inside of turn 21. Does make slight contact. But that's now going to invite Lambo to try and have a go. Coming towards turn 1. And Blizzard behind them as well. And Lambo takes P2 away from Spike. Spike just tried to be a little bit too adventurous going into turn 21, and it's cost him dearly because now Blizzard's on his tail now. Lambo up into second place now. He'll have a go coming towards turn 4, will he? Look at that, right on the outside, right on the limit of the track. And still trying to have a go at Raikkonen here. Now coming around into turn 7 there. Blizzard's found his way past Spike then, coming down the straight, and Blizzard will have DRS now on the back of Lambo, and he'll look to try and find a way past. Now Lambo has to try and get past Raikkonen and put that car between him and Blizzard now. Will he have a go in the inside of turn 7 here, sorry, turn 8, and that's Spike trying to have a go from a long way back there. 4 of them trying to battle for the lead of the race. Raikkonen runs wide coming out of turn 8, now through, turn 9, I'm getting all my turns mixed up. Now through turn 10 they go, and it looks like Lambo's going to win this skirmish for now, but Blizzard's on the outside of him. Coming through turn 11, side by side they go through 12 and 13, and Blizzard takes the lead of the race. That is unbelievable. In the space of just a couple of laps, Blizzard, or in the space of one lap, he was 4th place at the beginning of this lap, and has now found himself in the lead of the race, but he does have to stop again. Incredible driving from Blizzard there to find himself leading the pack now. Lambo in second, Raikkonen third, and Spike still facing that rear wing of the Red Bull. Heading towards turn 20 now, and he'll just be hoping that Raikkonen peels off into the pits, but he doesn't. Again, coming into turn 21. Heading towards the line now. A little bit of oversteer, and Siege is closing the gap as well. Now he can't afford to lose this much time to Raikkonen. Blizzard leads the way then, Lambo in second, Raikkonen's third, Spike in fourth, Siege in fifth. And they're all covered by around about 4 seconds. Now Spike then trying to have a go down the inside of Raikkonen, locks up coming into turn 6 there, or sorry, turn 5 I should say. And that is Spike then up into 3rd place. Raikkonen here is falling down the field, yet to stop of course. But he will have a set of faster tyres towards the end of the race. Now he's under pressure from Siege then, 0.4 of a second, the gap between him and Siege. As we head towards turn 8, cloud of smoke from Spike there, but I am told that's not him actually locking up, that is just my connection to him, as he always seems to lock up whenever I see him. But Siege then really putting Raikkonen under some pressure here, heading towards turn 11. There you can see Blizzard's in first, Lambo second, Spike in third, that is Raikkonen fourth, Siege in 5th place. Spike runs wide, Raikkonen has a look and has a chance here to try and get away past Spike here on some used soft tyres. Heading into T17 and then through 18 and 19, but you can see the lack of grip Raikkonen has through this section. As Spike heads through, and you can see how much pressure Siege is putting Raikkonen under. Through turn 20 they go, and then through turn 21, and towards the start finish line, Spike making his way away now. Siege though heading towards turn 1, really putting some pressure on Raikkonen here. Siege looking to try and take turns 2, 3 and 4 really flat out in those conditions, and he does. Now coming towards Turn 5. Thinks again about it though. As Squeezy has made his way past... Pose, sorry, has made his way past Squeezy. As Steph pits in from... I believe that was 9th place, but he has to change his front wing. That will be why then. Siege then will come back on board with the Haas driver of Siege. Heading towards turn 8. And Siege then can't find that way past just yet. He'll look to try and get a good exit out of turn 9 here. And has he got that good exit? Looks like he has, now through the slight kink of turn 10. And we head towards turn 11. Now will Siege just launch a move up the inside? No, he won't. He backs out of it. And through 11, 12 and 13. Stays behind Raikkonen for now then. Mays then. Car number 10 in P10. Looking now to try and find a way past Blue Nose, who was on softer tyres than him. Mays then heading towards turn 11. Well, just quickly jump back on board with Siege here because he's only 2 tenths behind Raikkonen the last time I saw. As we'll now jump back on board with Mays, heading through 12 and 13 there. Back on board with Siege and Raikkonen. Raikkonen pits in from 3rd place. Sorry, from 4th place I think that was, but Raikkonen does pit in. So what tyres does he decide to put on then? Lap 17. And those look like super softs that are ready, and they are. So then the one stop's complete for Raikkonen, and then he just has to get it to the end. Weed Nation also into the pits to complete a 2-stop here. And we'll see where that puts him then. He'll rejoin on a set of super soft tyres. Now where will he rejoin, I wonder? Raikkonen heading towards the pit exit now. There's Blue Nose at the top of your screen, also with Mays. So Raikkonen's going to rejoin ahead of them. Up into P7 he goes. Meanwhile then, Weed Nation, where does he rejoin? He'll rejoin comfortably in 10th place. And with fresher tyres, he'll now try and chase down Mays and Blue Nose. So then Blizzard will have to stop at some point, won't he? He's done 2 stints on the Ultrasofts at the moment. And Super Softs will be waiting in that Williams garage, but when will he pit in? At the moment, you're looking at around about 25 seconds in the pit lane, I reckon. So if he does decide to pit now, he would rejoin around about 5th or 6th place. It's going to be tight though, but the longer he stays out now, the longer those tyres will start to degrade, and well, eventually the more time he's going to lose. He's currently gaining time at the moment, so nothing to worry about at the moment for him. You start lap 18, 11 laps to go. Mays here trying to chase down Blue Nose, and he's got to watch out for Weed Nation as well. 2.2 behind. He's closing in on Mays, so Mays has to try and make this move on Blue Nose stick. Otherwise, Weed Nation could have a good move, or at least an attempt here to try and get past. This is your closest battle out on track at the moment, and we're going to watch it as it heads through to turn 21. You can see there Weed Nation closing in as well. 1.3 the gap. We'll head towards the line, and what's the gap now? 1.1. Heading towards turn 1. So Weed Nation is closing in at a rate of knots here. Well, Mays now has to try and decide now whether he's going to make the move on Blue Nose, make just an aggressive move to try and get away past, but he can't. He's too far back. Weed Nation then looking and smelling that opportunity there. I wonder if he could try a move down this straight. Then Blue Nose doesn't get a great exit coming out of turn 7. Mays here will see that opportunity, but as you can see, Blue Nose has running a lower drag setup. Weed Nation though, looks like he is still closing in on Mays then. Heading now down towards turn 8. Blue Nose here looking to try and get a good exit, and Mays here being held up as Weed Nation looks to close in, and heading now down towards turn 11. Weed Nation holds back for now, but he is faster, that's for sure. Siege then on Spike, and Spike then, when he comes towards the end of this race, will be suffering with those super soft tyres. Watch him at the end of the race, because his pace is going to fall off dramatically unless he's really, really good on those tyres. Blue Nose then in 8th place right now, but for how much longer? How much longer can he hold on Look at this then, Weed Nation looking for that opportunity into turn 20. He's not there. And Mays will be looking to try and defend as well from Weed Nation. As we'll look on, try and get a good camera angle coming towards turn 1 here. As Blue Nose at the moment stays ahead. Mays in 9th, Weed Nation 10th. And well, this looks like it's going to be a tasty battle as we head towards turn 5 now. And Weed Nation looks like he's going to try and move up the inside of Mays here. Has he got that move stuck? Yes, he has. Moves up into P9. And now he's got Blue Nose ahead of him. Meanwhile then, Siege on Spike. Look at this now. Siege looks like he's going to try and go for P3 heading in towards turn 11 now. And Spike does lock up there, but he keeps a hold of P3. Looking back now, Weed Nation into the same corner, turn 11. Thought about a move there, but didn't go through with it. Sorry, that's turn 8, my apologies. Now coming out of turn 9, through turn 10 they go. He'll have another bite of the cherry towards turn 11. And will he try and make this move stick? Blizzard, the leader of the race, in the pits then. And we'll see where he rejoins. Weed Nation, though, stays behind Blue Nose for now. But you can see how much quicker he is. So Blizzard then onto some super soft tyres. Away he goes. Where will he rejoin? That's Spike in the background there. Now he is going to go onto a set of ultra soft tyres, confirming that 2-stop. So where will Blizzard rejoin then? He's heading out of the pits then. And there goes Poe at the moment, past Spike. And Blizzard then rejoins in 3rd place. Well, yeah, it was on much better tyres than I thought then, because look at this now. Spike then rejoining, and he'll rejoin in front of that Blue Nose battle then, involving Weed Nation. Mays is into the pits. This is another change of front wing for Mays. He'll head onto a set of ultra soft tyres and just push towards the end of the race then. Blue Nose and Weed Nation still trying to battle it out then. Heading towards turn 5, Weed Nation down the inside into turn 6. And now towards the hairpin of turn 7, Blue Nose loses the back end of Weed Nation. Goes up into 8th place then. Spike on Raikkonen. Heading towards turn number 8. Locks up slightly going into turn 8. Coming through turn 9 now. He is on ultra soft tyres and looking to just try and push towards the end of the race. He'll go into the DRS zone now. And look at this now. Going down the inside of turn 11. Has he got the move done? Locks up going into turn 11, but he has the move done. And Spike now up into 6th place. Now his next target is Squeezy. So then, Lambo starts lap 21 of this race. 8 laps to go. As Lambo here looks to get those super soft tyres to the end of the race. Siege is in 2nd place. Blizzard there, not far behind. He's in 3rd. Poe is in 4th place, Squeezy 5th, Spike is in 6th, Raikkonen 7th, Weed Nation 8th, Blue Nose in 9th, Plaster there is in 10th place, Steph is in 11th, Mays in 12th, Paisl's in 13th, Alan K 14th, and Baumgartner running around as a ghost in 15th place. Traw, Darren Sinclair and Z3 all crashed out of this race. So that is activity at the Force India garage. Here comes Blue Nose into the pits then. So he's obviously on a 2-stop strategy then. On go the ultra soft tyres, and away he goes. Now where will he rejoin then? Now he was battling with Mays here. Here comes Mays around the final corner. Blue Nose is heading out of the pit lane now into that sort of section there where it's easy to get it wrong. Where is Mays then? He is now coming towards turn 1, and Blue Nose is going to rejoin in front of him with that front wing change Mays had. He has lost out to Blue Nose, but that's a battle now that's going to develop for 11th place. Spike has reeled in Squeezy Lemon here for P5 in the race. And look at that DRS heading into turn, I believe that's 11, is it? Now going down the inside. He locks up there. There's contact made between the Mercedes, but he's still up the inside. Still got the guts to put it there, and into T13 he goes, and sorry, T14 that is. Spike there getting that position done. Up into P5 he goes. Meanwhile, Siege and Blizzard are battling it out for 2nd place. Blizzard sets the fastest lap of the race then, and with it takes 2nd place in this race. His next target then is Lambo. 8.6 separate them with 7 laps to go. It's doable for Blizzard. We'll have a look at Steph here, who is 1.6 behind Plaster. Plaster looking to go to the end of the race, and on those soft tyres. So this is really now a race to the end for both of them now, and I wonder whether Steph can close the gap and find a way past for 9th place. So Blizzard then 8.1 behind Lambo with 7 laps to go. We'll have to watch that gap as it develops then. We'll have to see what goes on then. Steph still closing in on Plaster. 6 tenths now down to 5 tenths, as you can see what those soft tyres are doing then. Coming into turn 5, now through turn 6, towards the hairpin of turn 7. Plaster runs deep. Steph looks to try and get a better line and a better apex. Coming out of turn 7, now down the straight they go towards turn 8, and looks like Steph is going to have to move down before he even open the DRS, and there he goes. Steph then moves up into P9, and Weed Nation is next, but he's 14.1 seconds up the road. Steph runs deep though. Will that invite Plaster to have another go? Because Plaster now will have DRS coming down the second straight here. And there he goes, opens the DRS there. And will Plaster have another bite of the cherry? Will he have another chance to try and get back P9? And it looks like he's just too far back there. Steph then onto P9 he goes, but again he makes another mistake, and that just invites Plaster to keep pushing there. Well, look at the pace then of Blizzard. 6.5 separates himself and Lambo with, I believe that is 7 laps to go. I do believe that's the case, is it? Or is it 6 laps to go? It is 6 laps to go. 6.2 the gap. At the moment, with this pace then, Blizzard will catch Lambo, but overtaking him will be another question. Riding on board with Poe then, 11 seconds behind Siege. It's a huge ask. He's got to watch out for Spike though, who could easily take that 4th place away from him. Just needs to find that pace then around here. Lambo leads the way at the moment, 5.8 the gap between himself and Blizzard. And we'll have a look at the gaps to the lead there. You can see Siege is 9.3 behind Lambo, and then Poe 20.5. So Poe then having a good race today actually in that McLaren. Are we looking for a good points haul then? We see the fastest laps then. Only a couple of drivers have made it into the 130s. That's Blizzard there on the 138.4, and Maze on a 139.6, and also Spike 139.8. Blizzard then 4.9, 5 laps to go. He is closing, but will it be enough towards the end of the race? Lambo has been on those tyres for a long time now, and he'll be hoping that the tyres can just hold on for a couple more laps now. Meanwhile, Maze is on a charge here. He's chasing down Blue Nose for 11th place, and then he could have a go at Plaster to try and regain some points in this race then. Through 16 now, and then up to 17. Blue Nose here. A little bit of oversteer on the exit there. Now they come through turn 19 towards turn 20 they go. And then Maze coming up now towards turn 21. And in the slipstream he goes. Can he find that way past that he really, really wants? 5 laps to go, and that gap at the lead is now down to 4 seconds. It is going to be close for the lead of the race. Meanwhile, we're going to stay on board with Blue Nose and Maze then, as Maze is looking to try and find a way past Blue Nose here. It's also closing up on Plaster, so Plaster could play a vital role in this one. Now, will Blue Nose have DRS down this straight here? He's certainly going to have the slipstream, but he does not have DRS. He will though down the next straight, and Maze is going to be fully aware of that there. And now coming down towards turn 8, he brakes a little bit earlier than usual, Maze, just to try and get a better line coming out of turn 9. Now this is going to be an interesting battle now, heading towards turn number 8. Mays trying to get out of that dirty air as Plaster looks to try and hold on to his the last points position. Blue Nose goes down the inside. Has he got that move stuck? Yes, he has. And up into 10th place Blue Nose goes. Can he hold it there now? Plaster trying to hold off from Mays now. Mays is surely not going to go and try down the inside of 15 and 16. No, he doesn't. Could try down the inside of 17 though. Doesn't quite find that grip there. Plaster though taking an unorthodox line, gets a little bit airborne, going through turn 18, now through 19, runs a little bit wide, and it's all just very attractive to Mays now, heading through turn 20. Again, Plaster takes a compromised line. Now coming up towards turn 21, and Plaster backs out of it completely there, and Mays then moves up into 11th place. For the lead of the race then, Lambo leads the way, but Blizzard is only 2.3 behind on much fresher tyres. We have got 4 laps of this race, and the gap is 2.5 seconds. Blizzard then could be going on to take another win in this season. It will be his 8th win, to be precise, this season. Lambo looking to try and hold on to his 3rd win of the season. My apologies, that would be Blizzard's 8th win of the season. I do apologise for that factual error there. That's on me. 2.1 the gap though, with 3 seconds. With 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix. 3 laps to go remain of season number 8. And it's turned out to be a very interesting season. A lot of drivers have proved there that they've got what it takes to try and challenge into season 9. And Lambo has definitely been one of them. But can he hold on to a hard-charging Blizzard then and try and claim his 3rd win of the season? Spike then closing up on Poe. And this is for 4th place at the moment. With 3 laps to go then, Spike is trying to take that 2-stop and make it work. Meanwhile, Raikkonen trying to close in on Squeezy. 1.4 the gap. And, well, the nail biting has begun for Lambo. 1.7 the gap. If he can stay out of DRS range from Blizzard there, he might have a chance of taking his 3rd win of the season. But Blizzard looks quick out there. He looks very quick. .3 the gap. They head towards turn 17. And, well, Lambo here looking very cool and cautious for now. And head toward the line with 2 laps to go. This could be a last lap showdown then, heading towards turn 21. And here we go then with Lambo. He starts the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix in the lead of the race. There is a back marker of Alan Kay up ahead. Will he play a vital role in this battle here? Could he give Lambo that little bit of DRS he needs, that he looks like he's going to need now? 0.8 of a second the gap now between Lambo and Blizzard now. Tense stuff for Lambo here. Can he hold on for his 3rd win of the season? Heading into turn 7 there is Alan Kay. That doesn't look like Lambo's got the DRS here. He's looking to just try and go away from Blizzard as quickly as he possibly can. Sacrificing a little bit of oversteer, but there goes Blizzard's DRS. This is going to be close now. Heading towards turn 8 then. And Blizzard is right on his tail coming out of turn 9. And he will have DRS once again. He will have the slipstream as well. Can he find a way past? Look at this now. This is going to be his best chance coming down towards turn 11 now. Can he find that inside line? No, he doesn't. He holds back for now. And Lambo here coming into 12 and 13. You can see the lack of grip he has coming through now into 14. Now coming towards 15 and 16. Alan Kay gets right out of the way there. And they head towards turn 17. And Blizzard is right on Lambo's tail. He knows now. He knew to back out of that move. Because if Lambo had the DRS, then he would have had a very good chance of losing that win then. Lambo trying to head into turn 20. He's got a compromised line. Blizzard thought about moving up at the inside of turn 21, but doesn't. And meanwhile, behind us, Spike moves up into 4th place. Lambo starts the last lap of this season in the lead of the race, but can he hold on to it? Blizzard here will have a darn good go. And the DRS straights will be his friend here. And now they're heading towards turn 5. Blizzard knows he can hold back and try and wait for the DRS straights here. This is tense for Lambo here. He needs to defend with all he can and hope that his engine mode is up to mix 3. He have to hope that his front wing is low enough that it can generate the drag he needs to try and stay ahead of Blizzard. And Blizzard here, in the slipstream he goes. Lambo already committed to the inside line. Blizzard has to pick a way. He chooses the inside line, coming into turn 8. And has he got the move done? He has. Blizzard then moves up into the lead of the race. But Lambo now will have DRS coming towards turn 11. Can he try and get away back up the inside? You're going to think now Lambo's going to have a go now. Blizzard covers the inside line. Lambo trying to find a way through. He's right on Blizzard's tail now. This isn't over, not by a long shot. And Blizzard now holds on to the lead of the race. And Lambo on less grippy tyres will be struggling here. You can see him trying to get a better line coming up towards turn 17. They are still one behind each other. Blizzard here could be going for his 8th win of the season. Coming around the final few corners of season number 8 then. Blizzard coming through turn 20. Now coming up towards turn 21. He left it to the last possible moment. But Blizzard's going to come across the line to win. But Lambo takes the race win away from Blizzard due to penalties. And Lambo takes his 3rd win of the season. Seacheer will now come across the line. He finishes in 3rd place, takes that final step on the podium. Meanwhile, though, Poe is not done with Spike, then tries that last-ditch effort to try and go up the inside of Spike, though. And Spike holds on then to P4. He'll cross the line then to take 4th place, but Poe will jump him on penalties then. Poe in 4th, Spike in 5th place. Squeezy then comes across the line. He finishes in 6th place. But Raikkonen jumps him on penalties, and Weed Nation jumps them both then. Up into 6th place he goes, Raikkonen 7th and Squeezy 8th. Meanwhile, Blue Nose and Steph having a ding-dong battle here as Blue Nose is trying to hold on to 9th place. Steph in 10th at the moment. Steph runs slightly wide. And they're now heading into turn 21. Steph trying to overcommit there and lost out. Blue Nose finishes in 9th, Steph in 10th, Maze 11th then. Plaster then coming towards the line. He's going to finish in 12th place and takes that result. And meanwhile, Pazos then is going to take 13th place. He'll finish on the lead lap. Coming around the final few corners to end season 8 then. Well, it's been a fantastic season, hasn't it? And the two of them come together, their AIs come together. But then, in the most unglorified on board then, it cuts away from him. But Lambo takes his 3rd win of the season. Well then, Lambo takes the race win here in Abu Dhabi to round the season off. And what a fantastic race that was towards the end then. Well then, Lambo takes the race win. Blizzard in 2nd, Siege finishes in 3rd, Poe in 4th place, Spike 5th, Weed Nation 6th, Raikkonen in 7th, Mercedes there, I believe that was Squeezy of 8th place, Blue Nose 9th, Steph in 10th, Maze in 11th, Plaster 12th, Pazels 13th, Alan K 14th, that's a McLaren there in 15th, I believe that was Baumgartner, but it's been a fantastic end to season 8 in terms of championship, but it's not over just yet. We do have the Asia Pacific Tour Challenge Cup at Abu Dhabi, Bahrain and Singapore. That is the last action of season 8, which counts as the off season. So 3 25% races should be a good one then. As you can see, the final standings are up there. Blizzard will take the championship. Williams takes the constructors. And on to next season then. I have an upgraded telemetry center. We'll have all of the teams in the hopefully by the next video. I hope. But obviously, Australia will know who's driving for who for definite. All I can say is for next season, it looks like those rivalries are going to carry over. Lambo's put himself on a pedestal there for a season contender. And let's hope that Darren Sinclair can find that grain of form and challenge for season number 9. Just to reinforce then, Season 8 Asia Pacific Tour Challenge Cup will be the next episode. So I do hope you can join us for them. Well, that's it for Season 8. Champions have been crowned. We do it all again when we head to Australia for the next round of Season 9. But until then, I've been Kieran McGinley. You've been watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.